Welcome to Wild X. This is Rhonda Swan. I am so excited to have you here today. Wild X is a platform for speakers to not only share their voice, their message, but to inspire the world.
Our next speaker, Graeme Paddock, is an incredible person. He's the co-founder of the Uptik. And this helps entrepreneurs and e-commerce companies. And the thing that he always says is that attention is the new currency.
Thank you. What an amazing introduction. I'm still trying to work out if those exercises were a great idea before coming up here or not. I thought it was a bit like Simon Says. I was kind of waiting for things, but so good to be here. And obviously coming from Sydney, it's a fair way. So amazing to be here. I want to talk to you today about the idea of potentially starting a business or even scaling a business with discovery first and fulfillment second. So my name's Graeme Paddock, and yes, e-commerce is my game, but it wasn't always that way. I started in the real estate world. Many years ago, when I left school, I know university was like the place to go, but it wasn't for me. I didn't feel it. So I'm like, what can I make the most money out of with the least amount of skills or certificates possible? And it was sales and real estate. No offense to anybody who's in that game. But like most things, if I put my mind to something, I want to get really good. And I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I love the idea of it. I love the idea that, you know what, if I win, it's my fault. If I lose, it's my fault, but that's on me. And so real estate was the game that I played. And I did that for many years, and I built quite a big business in Sydney. But then I realized after 15, 16 years, what I built wasn't what I envisioned or dreamed of, and I actually built myself a jail. So in that kind of industry, when there's so many salespeople, you're stroking egos every day, because if you don't, they go out there and get it to build your business for you. And I realized I was trapped. But I think more than anything, what really got to me is it became my identity. I was Graeme, the real estate agent, not Graeme, the entrepreneur who actually wants to help people. Like, that's my core focus. That's what I love doing. And then through that, as fate may be, or whatever you may call it, a friend of mine said, look, we should try some things online, because with that, we can travel, we can do things. I'm like, okay, cool, let's give that a run and let's build that one out. And like most, you fail. And I did an online course with one of those gurus, but it was about fulfillment. And that was back in the day, right? Where it's Amazon.com was the game. All the demand is there, and all you need to do is just put a product up and you'll be successful. And I thought, look, I'll give it a go. And I did get some runs on the board and I got moving, but then in business, I hit a wall, and I was trying to work out, like, I can't scale like these other big brands on there, what's happening? But then I realized that's specifically it. I don't have a brand. I have a very good product that I'm always compared on features and benefits. So I'm like, that's it. I'm going to build a brand. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend an amazing amount of money in all the traditional ways to try and get myself out there. And so people know me as a brand, and this will be my moat. This is how I'm going to separate myself from the competitors that copied me. Maybe I copied some of them too, but whatever it might be, just put that out there. And I worked and I spent so much money, and I got nowhere. And I was at the stage, 2019, 2020, I'm like, look, maybe it's just not for me. My dream was to escape real estate, this be it. And then I got lucky. I wish I gave you a big speech about I planned it all out, but I didn't. I got lucky. And how I got lucky was TikTok was something that was starting to come around. In like 2017, 2018 was really just kids dancing. But 2019, it evolved a lot more. So just a quick side note, a lot of people don't realize of the 200 million users in the US right now, 50% are over the age of 29. 100 million over the age of 29, not kids dancing anymore. But back then, I got lucky because my consumers started buying my product and they started making TikToks with my product. But with those TikToks, it wasn't dancing videos. They were telling their community or their followers, or even just putting it out there because they love making short form content, how the product made them feel. And this was amazing, because everything that I'd done to build my brand was around features, benefits, but these videos that these consumers kept making that I didn't ask them to, all organically, was about, I bought this and I felt amazing afterwards. And then the luck was, other people saw that and then they went and bought it. And they made more TikTok videos about how amazing this makes them feel. And I started blowing up. And then my Google reviews, and then my Amazon reviews. And all of my reviews were talking about, I'm so happy I found this, and more importantly, like, I feel so much better about things, and I love this brand. Not product, I love this brand. And that was like the light bulb moment. I'm like, right, brand is not what you say about yourself, it's what other people say about you when you're not in the room. And that really stuck home for me, where I was going down this road where I'm like, I kept beating my chest, but it's not about that. It's about the other consumers saying how good you were, and the luck was the fact that TikTok was a platform that was evolving, and my products were very TikTokable, we call it. So then, once you know how to bake a cake, luck or not, I want to curate my own luck. So that business got quite successful. I sold that one. I did it again and again and again. And then through that, I got picked up by TikTok. So I now work in direct partnership with TikTok. And I work with all the biggest brands in the US. I just had a meeting with Toys R Us USA under WHP Global. They're an umbrella company. But so interesting that more than 50% of their focus and budget is built on short form content. But the biggest piece about it as well is I started my whole e-com journey on fulfillment. I want to fulfill the needs of others. But I want to go through around how TikTok is the ultimate discoverable channel, because no one goes in there to buy anything. They go in there to be educated, entertained, and your journey and your craft is taking them on a journey. So specifically, if I go back to what I mentioned before about how I built a brand, not intentionally, but how it came about from TikTok, then I started getting really obsessed, and that's how I am. If I get interested in something, especially when you're making money from it, I got obsessed. So I went through everything about, show me every detail about hooks, middle content, CTA, why did consumers get it, how did virality happen? Obviously working with TikTok helped a lot. But the biggest key about it is, it's not only that people discover you on there, it's also that they discover a problem that they didn't even know they had, that you make them aware of, that now you also solve for them as well. The two biggest products on TikTok right now that are selling are supplements and books. This is why I wrote a book. But books are amazing because, so interesting, people are scrolling on there to try and find a way to stop scrolling. Literally. I don't make this up, but this is what happens. So they're scrolling to try and find a way not scrolling, and books are amazing. We call it in our game thump factor. Because you actually got thump factor that I can actually get off the screen, I can start reading things. But how it's discoverable is all the brands I'm working with now, it's not only that they're getting traction on TikTok, but they're seeing anywhere from a 5 to I've had 100x on other channels that they may have been on. Because the question I tell people is like, how many more people would buy your product, service, or whatever you're offering, or your help, if they actually knew you existed in an organic way, not pay to play, if I can get those words out. So for me, I talk to a lot of brand owners now, and they're all about, look, I'm going to discover what happening out there at the moment. I'm going to try and make a better version of it. And I would 100% challenge that in the discovery phase, this is actually your moat, because this is where you plant your flag. And this is also where you'll attract a whole new audience. So if we look at the two comparisons, which is very simple, Amazon fulfills demand. People go there because it's keyword search. They know exactly what I want to buy. They go to page 1, they look at the 20 competitors, they look at reviews, price points, and they figure it out from there in their purchasing decisions. TikTok's like, I'm not here for this, but this is pretty cool. I didn't even know you existed. You know what? Actually, that does solve a problem. But I didn't even know I had the problem, but you curated your content to make them aware of it. And that discovery not only makes them make a purchase there, but makes them purchase on other channels that you have. But also, because most people on TikTok who buy off there, they also like making TikToks themselves. So you have this massive organic outreach, and it halos from there. Quick story, I was lucky enough to speak in Portugal. Beautiful place. Like, I actually felt like I was in a movie. But yeah, I was in Portugal a couple of months ago, and this other speaker come up on stage. He's like, you're the TikTok guy. I'm like, cool, I'll take that tag. We'll do that one. And he's like, I went viral. I'm like, awesome. I'm always learning. So I'm like, show me. And he was selling these gloves and mitts for the gym when you put them on when you're weightlifting, apparently. I wouldn't know, but that's how it explained to me. But he's like, look, Brian would know for sure. But yeah, so he said, look, he didn't understand the metrics, which I do now, but he's like, I knew that engagement would be a thing. I'm like, you're right. And this is another thing which it's fair. It's nothing to do with I have this many followers, you have to use these hashtags. Everything on TikTok is about engagement metrics. So the biggest key is he's like, look, I'm not a TikTok guy, but I knew I wanted to give it a go and try and get some virality. And I put something in there. I'm like, okay, show me. I want to see. I want to learn. So he shows me the video. Guy walks in the gym, and real muscly guy, and puts on the gloves. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't see it. Had 13 million views in a short period of time. And then I look at the comments, and it's ridiculous. Like, it's just thousands of comments. And I'm like, okay, what's done? And what have you done here? And he's like, so what I did in the captions, I said, we're having a 12-month anniversary, and anyone can have one for free. All they need to do is put in the comments, I want one for free, and as long as nobody likes the comment in the next 24 hours, I'll reach out to you and send one out. I'm like, what? That makes no sense. He goes, yeah. So you just have to say, I want one for free, and as long as nobody likes it, then I'll reach out to you. Because my thoughts were, I was like, I don't want to give out too many of these, so I'll just go on at the very end, I'll just like them all, and then a few left over, I'll just send out a few for free. But what he didn't realise is human nature, we like to ruin other people's day. Can't make this up. So literally, Brian's up there going, I want one free. And some other person's like, could be your unlucky day, Brian. Like. And then Brian gets back on. Oh, stuff you, I'm getting back on. It happened, and this is what caused virality, because TikTok's like, look at the comments, look at the likes. They're loving this one. All engagement metrics. He had no followers whatsoever. I'm like, how much money did you make? He didn't make anything. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, Google reviews are pretty bad, but it went viral, right? I'm like, cool story, bro. But the message for that story is, again, it's a fair platform where it's pure discovery, right? I think I want to leave you with the fact that there is so much to do in the world of e-com. I've been in this game long enough now where there's shiny objects everywhere, and not that TikTok's the way to go on its own. But I would say short form content is everything. I'm extremely lucky where, yes, I'm coaching, but I'm learning so much too from these bigger players. All their focus is on short form content. And the reason why YouTube Shorts exists is because of TikTok. The reason why Reels exists is because of TikTok. Is because the consumer nature now, they need to get straight away. They need it. They can't look, this whole story, like just get to the point, right? So there's a whole strategy around that. But that's what I delivered today. If you guys are seriously thinking about accelerating whatever message you have, and it's not that you need to have to sell something, but just to get in front of more people to actually help, like I am and so many people are here as well, of course, go through the discovery way rather than just trying to fulfill existing needs. Thank you.